box. Oh no, they do come pre-assembled. I'm lying. So here is the first of many. So the ones I ended up getting are the Tein Flex Z. Sorry, not the Tein Flex Z. The Street Advanced Z. So they're not the bottom of the bottom that you can get. Nice little adjustable bit on the top. Nice, probably 16-way adjustable, I'd imagine. Yeah, I'm not going to say they're good or bad till we get them on the car. But these are the fronts. I'll probably end up doing the backs first, just in case I run out of time, guys. So there might be a portion of a video or whatever when, like if the video for the MOT, I might only have the rears on. I'll try and get them all done, but I can't promise anything. So these are the fronts. This one. Everybody knows how important a dust boot is on a shock. So this, everyone. Probably should have pulled that off first. You'd think I'd know what I was doing, wouldn't you? Trusty seniors, I am an engineer. So what I'm going to do, just so this doesn't move, I'm going to cable tie this here against that, so this is still free to move up and down, but I don't want dirt ingressing in there, so I'm going to cable tie that on, just so it doesn't move. So as you've seen with the parcels that came, I'm finally going to show you how to fit coilovers on here. And I did get new hardware for the rear lateral arms and stuff, which I'm going to polybush and show you how. And I'm going to try and fit it in this episode. If not, it'll be in the next episode. Just with time constraints and going for my MOT, which I'll take you along for. See if I pass, see if I fail, who knows. But let's get started. I'm going to start on the back because the back ones are the most important because they're blown. So yeah, let's get started. And I've only got 2 jack stands. So check your car up. As I mentioned before in a previous video, I used the diff, put them under the pinch points. Yes, my sills are an absolute mess. I do plan to get them fixed at some point. I'm going to whiz this wheel off, show you what we need to undo. So these are 19s, which I've mentioned. The nuts on the inside, that hold the strut on 19, so you will need a 19 spanner, 19 socket, whatever combination you want to use. You do have to remove the rear bench, which is 2 12s on the bottom, which I'll show you, and then 2 12s behind the bottom part, which holds the back in place. You take, you'd be taking the back off, which is 12s as well. Pull that unit out, you access the 3 nuts on the top, on this side, and they're a 10 or a 12, I can't remember from memory, and it's the same on the other side, but I'll take you step by step. As you've seen, I do have teens, so I do have to take the top mounts off of these Cusco coilovers, which I'll show you how to do as well. And because they're not under compression, you don't have to use a spring compressor. I'm not going to, because I don't have one, but for safety's sake, use a spring compressor. So let's get started. As I mentioned, there are some bolts you need to take out. First one being, 12 on. So this one, it's exactly the same place on the other side. So I'll just put this. I usually put a bit weight on the seat, just because there's a, how to put it, like a sliding tang on, and it'll help. Putting the weight on it slides the tang down, just in case you're all the way out the bottom. Right, those 2 bolts out. So now it's just a case of pull it up, pull it out. Bolt there, which I'm missing. Bolt there, which again I'm missing, because I'm going to make a firewall for this time. Put it in, extra safe, but then it's just a case of, with the seat in and out all the time, a case of pull it up, take the seat belts out of the way, and away you go. As you can see, my boot's full of rubbish, just old parts I have yet to either take off or refit. Right, so I need a deep 12, not a normal 12. I made that mistake, so 2 seconds. I said deep socket at 12. Because of where these bolts are, they are a bit of a pain. So you end up doing there. What you don't often see on YouTube or people recommended in any Subaru groups. I'll show you when we go to install the coilovers. The only people who I think have done it, that I've seen anyway, is Motive DVD in Australia, where they had that time attack. Well, the rally sprint impreza, changing the anti-roll bars. So in a version 1 or 2 you have a 17mm anti-roll bar, and I think in the early legacies it's the same, and then in version 3 to early 7s you have a 19mm roll bar, while on the later GD chassis you got a 20mm roll bar. Well, if you know Subarus, you know the understeer, like, unless you know how to shift weight balance properly, and that's why people say, oh, Evos are better and everything. I've had Evos, yes, Evos are fantastic, but you can't be sensible ever, in my opinion, in an Evo. It's always, you're either going flat out or you just don't ride it, just sits on the ride. Well, the Subaru, maybe not so much this one, you can daily it in a sense, but anyway, completely off topic. As I was saying, You never see people like do handling mods. It's always throw down coilovers, add power, add more power, add more power, and then it breaks. You never see people like just doing chassis mods, which is what I'm trying to aim with on this, to show you that with not a lot of money you can make an impreza comfortable and handle really well. I've got an uprated anti-roll bar for this car from the later chassis, the GDs, or New Ages people call them, or ftlbs or whatever. And I got an uprated anti-roll bar from Import Car Parts. We took the rear of this from a 17mm to a 20 or a 21mm, and it's a factory Subaru part. I'll show you, it literally bolts straight in. I've done the same on my Type R ages ago. It's looking a bit crusty and sorry for itself, so I'll probably end up sending that off to get powder coated when I get around to it. This is the bane of my existence. So yeah, I'll show you what I'm currently complaining about. This. Like, let's just put a seatbelt mechanism in the way of the strut top. So when you want to change it, you get a quarter of a turn, can't get a ratchet in properly. Like, why, Subaru? Why? So, anyway, what I'll do is I'll take this side out because it's already loose, loosen the bottom bolt on those two, and I'll show these are the cuscos I was on about. And like, I'm applying very little force. It's not supposed to be that soft. So that looks like a 14. So I'm going to whiz the top off. Right, so I'm putting the fronts together. I'll just show you what I do, what you've got to do. So that's how they come. Remove the packaging, pull the spring off. So yeah, it's a dust boot. Took the collar off the nut, and that's one made, and I'm going to show you how to put it together. As I said, I am going to use cable ties, just because I don't want this moving around too much. So I'm getting it as low as I can, getting my cable ties. Yeah. Getting my cable ties. I know I probably should get bigger ones, but I don't have any, so these will have to do. And then there. And then, because I'm OCD, I'm making all of the teens line up. So the teen on the bottom, label, teen on there. I'm also doing it with the springs, so everything lines up. And then put that round. I am pleating it slightly at the back because this is a little bit too big. So putting a pleat. If you don't know what a pleat is, ask your girlfriend or your mum. Trim the tabs off with a knife. Remember, don't cut towards yourself. Go off, spring on. Again, as I said, OCD, so I'm making the teens line up. So there we go. And then you put the top cap on. Got the little spring seat. This won't want to go on perfectly, so just give it a little wiggle. You do have to seat it flush. Come on. Yeah, so clearly sided. Not the nut, collet spacer. So that's that set up, and now it's just a case of putting the top mounts on, but I haven't taken these off. I haven't put the old suspension off the car yet, and I'm going to use the Cusco top mounts because they're camber adjustable. And I'll do the rears. I'll show you one on the rear. any difference. That's the real one. Again, start from scratch, spring off, nut off, cap off, nut off, shock sock, whatever you want to call it, dust boot. Again, because I'm OCD, I'm lining the teens up. Oh, I've run out of cable ties, I'll have to go get some more, give us a second. Cable ties. You know you're in a job car when you put it together with cable ties. Sorry, you know you're a car enthusiast when you put it together with cable ties and a torque wrench. So again, lift that up, not covering any of the threads. I'm holding it there, pleating the back because I don't want dirt getting on my brand new coilover. Because unlike everyone else on YouTube, I'm skint. It's a jolly word for poor. And before anybody says anything, I did check the part numbers on the boots. They're all the same. So it doesn't matter which one you put on which. Because if I got that wrong, that would do my head in. So pleat that back. Remember it's a cable tie, so you want to get it tight, otherwise it's completely pointless. Well, just so you don't know, that is kind of a pleat. Not a very good one, but it's and then again, spring, line up the teens, so they're all pointing up. Go get the spring seat, just here. And as I found out, they will actually only go on one way. Pull the dust boot down slightly. So it's that way. As you see, and wash that. Now I do have the cusco top out for the rear. So everyone, final piece of the puzzle to install. I did cheat, and I've already done the other side, and I've already installed the rears, which I'll show you. I've already took the bolts out. It's just a case of undoing the one at the top, which I'll pop up on it to show you, and then leave the mount where it is because I don't want to adjust it. Slide that one straight through, tighten it up. On it up. That's what we're undoing. Taking that off, and then there. I wonder if it's a 17 or a 19. And it's a 17. Now it's just a case of on. What I might end up line that up, put that in. What I might end up doing is taking the tops back off and taking the spacer out, just because I don't like how much space there is between the top mount and the actual top of the coiler, because that's a lot of pressure putting on a small area. So I might end up taking it off and seeing how it rides. So I've looked online, I've contacted Tein and I haven't gotten back to us yet, or Tein, however you want to say it, and they haven't gotten back to us yet to tell us if I need to run that spacer or not. I'm doing it to be on the safe side. If it doesn't, no big deal, it's not the end of the world. It's just that bolt off, pull each hub down, and then put the new bolts in. Put the new bolt in, put the old bolt in. Take the spacer off, put the bolt back in, and there we go. So, I remember as well, if you've changed your brake lines like I have, that to tape them out of the way, they'll start rubbing on things, and you don't want that. As I can see, mine have already done. I'm just going to quickly blast these on, go get 19, and then lower the car, see what it sits like after I set the height, and these will be at exactly the same point I am, because I haven't seen what it looks like yet. I've not seen this car ever without blown coilovers. And all stance boy, which is not my game. I plan to drive this car hard. As I've already mentioned. So that's that on. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to tie this up and just move that brake line around a bit, because that's a really tight kink, so I'm going to spin it round. Do the same on the other side, just cable tie this to the shock because I don't have the clips that attach these, and then that's just good to go. Is MOT day today, so I will be taking these along for that.